She never imagined her life would reach that point, a point where her own breath felt heavy and her heart no longer believed it deserved to beat. Helena was young, but the weight she carried made her feel ancient. Weeks of silent storms had built inside her chest until one night when everything collapsed at once. After a desperate decision, she woke up in a small hospital room where the air smelled like disinfectant and distant sorrow. She opened her eyes slowly, as if returning from a place where time didn't exist. The first thing she saw was the dim light on the ceiling, flickering with a cold insistence, and the shadow of her aunt sitting quietly beside the bed. That woman, exhausted but vigilant, carried hope in the same hands that trembled with fear. The doctor on shift had already explained the procedures. They needed to watch Helena closely. They needed to take care of her. They needed to hold on to her while she could not hold on to herself. Hours passed. Helena barely moved. She felt numb, like a picture left too long under the rain. Her aunt tried speaking to her, soft words full of love, but Helena's eyes drifted into a void where nothing had form and nothing made sense. When the aunt stepped out for a moment, just a breath of fresh air, just a way to calm her trembling hands, Helena remained alone in the quiet room. The heart monitor hummed its mechanical lullaby, a repetitive reminder that her life, even wounded, still insisted on pulsing. And then the door opened. Helena didn't startle. She simply watched as a man in a white coat stepped inside. His presence felt impossibly calm. His steps were soft, almost floating, as if he was entering not a hospital room, but a sacred place. The light outside the door framed his silhouette like a warm halo, though no such light existed in the hallway beyond. He didn't introduce himself. He simply approached her bedside with the serenity of someone who already knew everything, not through documents or exams, but through something deeper, like he could read the weight in her chest, the trembling hidden inside her silence. He looked at the heart monitor, gently tilting his head to the side. It was the kind of gesture only someone deeply familiar with life and with pain would make. And then, in a calm, almost fatherly tone, he asked the question Helena never expected to hear from a stranger. "Why did you give up, being so young?" The words didn't feel invasive. They felt like a hand resting on the heart without touching it. For the first time in weeks, Helena's eyes shifted not to the floor, not to the ceiling, but to him. He continued speaking softly, pointing to the beating line on the monitor. He explained that life was made of ups and downs, that the fall was as natural as the rise. He told her that what she saw as failure was just movement, just proof that the heart was still fighting, still resisting, still capable of rising again. He said joy was not a straight line, and neither was pain. He said she was meant for more, not later, not someday, but right there, in that room, in that fragile breath she still carried. He told her she wasn't alone. Helena didn't speak. She didn't need to. Something warm began to melt inside her chest, like snow disappearing under sunlight. For a brief and sacred moment, the world felt quiet, and she felt understood, seen, held. And then, just as gently as he entered, the man stepped back. He walked toward the door, his expression serene, his presence still carrying that unexplainable sense of peace. Before leaving, he gave her a final glance, not of goodbye, but of assurance, a silent promise. The door closed behind him. Minutes later, her aunt returned, rushing inside in a panic after hearing Helena's soft sobs for the first time, sobs not of despair, but of release. The nurse followed behind, startled. Helena wiped her tears and asked, with new breath in her voice, who the doctor was. The nurse frowned. "What doctor?" Helena explained. The white coat, the calm voice, the way he stood at the heart monitor, the words he spoke. But the nurse shook her head. No doctor had entered the room in that time frame. No one from the team matched the man Helena described. The hallway camera showed no one approaching the door, and the system had no record of any doctor on duty with those features. Her aunt felt chills run across her arms. Helena lowered her gaze, but she wasn't afraid. For the first time since the night everything broke, she felt something she thought she had lost. Peace, a warmth blooming inside her ribs. A breath that didn't hurt. She understood. Some visitors don't leave footprints. Some healers don't need a name. Some moments cannot be explained, only lived. Helena wasn't alone that day. And though the hospital insisted that no doctor had entered the room, Helena carried the truth inside her heart. God had worn a white coat, and he had come for her.